Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us, and He gave us the reason as to why He created us and put us on earth. He says in the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I did not create mankind and jinkind except that they worship me. When it comes to Abdullah ibn Abbas, the exegete from among the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the way he understood the word لِيَعْبُدُونَ that we explained, so as they worship me, he understood it as لِيَعْرِفُونَ, so as they come to know me. When scholars were bringing both those words to terms, they explained and said Abdullah ibn Abbas was giving us the beginning step towards the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and when we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that pushes us to willingful obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But now this creates two extremes. We have an extreme of people who have immense love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or let me say, they claim to have the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or even the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But the disturbing part, it comes with their obedience. They do not obey. They are not putting out the actual things that show their obedience to Allah and to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Dangerous of an extreme it is. But that extreme is a reflection of another extreme, the extreme of people who fall into obedience, but that obedience does not have willingness, it does not have love in it. And what happens here is that neither of those extremes are something that Islam calls to. Islam calls for a kind of obedience that is rooted in love, that we are doing the acts of obedience, the acts of worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in willingfulness and immense love that we have for Allah and His Messenger. Otherwise, everything that we are doing is going to waste. If you're doing the acts of worship without the love, without the emotion, is Allah forcing you? Is Allah telling you to do something out of compulsion? This is not what Allah wants of us. And so He says, La ikraha fi din. There's no compulsion in religion. You're not supposed to be forced to do the act of worship. There is supposed to be a kind of willingness, a kind of love that pushes you to put out this act of worship. And so, to all those who claim to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam without the obedience, without doing the acts that show that you love Him, then what's your love for? What are you claiming to have? Imam Shafi'i puts this truth to clarity when he says beautiful lines of poetry, and he says, تعصي الإله وتظهر حبه. You disobey the Creator, you disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you put out your immense love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فهذا محال في القياس بديع. That is impossible. That's something that does not add up. You can't say you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then you disobey Him. What needs to be done here is that you need to match your love with your obedience. They need to move together. He continues and he says, لو كان حبك صادقا لأطعته. If your love was really true, you would have obeyed Him. فإن المحب لمن يحب مطيع. Because the lover is always obedient to the one they love. So, as a Muslim community, the first balance that we need to pay attention to is the balance of our love and obedience. We are not a people who are going to love without obedience, and we are not going to be a people who obey without love and willingness, because we are the middle nation.